But if we take a look at these setups, left-hand one was before. That ball for me is too far back towards your right foot. Okay, so being too far back, it's going to probably cause you to almost instinctively move in this direction to hit the golf ball because you've got to try and get it back to the golf ball. So you're going to make unconscious adjustments to try and hit that. And the red line there and the green line here, we're going to show you're not moving into that line. Now, if you can look on this one here, the green line's through your shoulders because you've actually started to lean a bit this way. In terms of the face-on position, that setup on the left is better, forgetting the ball position. That's a better position there. And if you look at that on there, I think that's you trying to get a little bit more
preempting.
Exactly.
Move this way, rather than start and then
we're starting.
Defeats the object then because you got nowhere to go.
If you wouldn't throw a ball sort of starting from here. You'd be sort of
you got nowhere to
move one way to create that kind of movement. Okay, but again, overall, as you go to the top of the backswing, nice movement to the top of the backswing in both these cases. Okay, good shoulder turn now. Keeping that width, you're taking the golf club to the top now, your left knee's working well. A lot of good things there in terms of that movement. Now, we've got less daylight between the red line than that green line. So in theory, you think, well, hang on, I should better get that red line a lot easier with this one because I've got less distance to travel. As you come back to the golf ball here, now the hip goes into it, but that left shoulder now, because your head's staying back, never gets really anywhere near it. And it's once you sort of got to the golf ball and you're going this way, the shoulder now is coming up and out, you're leaning back, your head now sort of almost behind the ball, behind where it was to start with, which was too far back. So you've had to move back so far to your right, makes it very tough to swing the golf club. Whereas this one now, go back to start here. There we go. This one here now, we've got a bit of movement into that left side. You can see your shoulder now kind of gets into that position, and that's just before impact. That's probably impact there, yeah. You can see now you're more on top of the golf ball. Your left foot, your knee, your hip, your shoulder are kind of in that green line. Whereas this one now looks very much like sort of
it makes a bit more sense back. Your shoulders are moving, your head still isn't.
Yeah,
so you're not moving your head over it.
Exactly.
Your head is,
but you can
chance your head is going,
but
it's not turning. It's that's going well.
The body is moving in such a way, and the head will follow it. So if you look, and again, looking, I mean, I'm never, ever going to tell anyone to keep their head down, okay? But just looking in terms of your head position now, it's a little bit more kind of centred over the golf ball. It hasn't leant back too much and started to do this too. And yes, he does want to do this, admittedly, but if it's doing that leaning back too much, and what people feel when they sort of see the head, they say, oh, they lifted your head. A lot of times it's the chest lifting up too early, because we think wherever our head faces, our chest we don't tend to, someone said look to the right, you wouldn't go
chest, just go your head will follow.
You would tend to kind of go with this kind of body part together. So the fact the chest is kind of up here and you sort of feel like you're leaning back and up, you go, oh, lifting my head. Head's not moving at all, it's just the chest is sort of lifting up too early. So when you come to the golf ball there now, you're hanging back a little bit. This one, we covered the ball nicely. We're moving through that green line, and you get on that green line and beyond. Whereas this one, the lower half kind of got there, but even then the shoulders still haven't got to that red line. So you still hit the golf ball with the top half just being too far back behind the ball.
Just getting that shoulder.
So the stepping drill, which I'll try and draw on here now as best we can. Some of the drills we're doing, there's one I'm going to mention now, and I'll show you in a bit more detail, but as a reminder, so when you get the video back, you can hopefully jog your memory. The stepping one we did there, you can use, I used that foam bar there, you can see anything in the middle of your feet there, doesn't matter. Yeah. You swing to the top of the backswing, and you stop, and you move your foot to the side of the foam bar or the stick or whatever object, and you pause. So you stay up there, okay? And then as they start coming down, you actually step over that object. So don't make it too big an object, obviously. Something small on the ground. You're going to step your foot from there to the left, which allows then your hips to go this way and your top half to go with it. If your top half goes back and away this way, the left foot will never touch the ground. You'll sort of go this way and you'll go, oh, hang on. Where's the ground gone? Yeah, and you'll be sort of really struggling.
Balance.
You do that to start with without a golf ball. Yeah. If you're going to hit a golf ball, which you proved you can, to be fair, some really nice shots for that. Do it with a wedge or a 9-iron. Don't start going like 4 or 5 iron to make it, because it'd be very tough to do anyway. So it gives us a shortest club. Okay. The other drill, which I'm going to show you now, again, I'll show you in more detail on the mat. Get yourself in your setup and then just lean the golf club back towards your right foot. So the hands stay there. You're just taking your right wrist and sort of just cocking the club back. It rests on the ground there. And then all you know, you can just scrape the club on the ground and really soft that the club's going and scraping and making some sound, okay? Now to keep that club going from here, staying on the mat, on the ground to here, your body has to go with it. If you were to lean back, the club would just go up.
You have to have that.
So you're moving your torso and doing this. Try to do this with your knee if you can.
See, that's an easier one to do at home, for instance.
Exactly, yeah. You just scrape the guard.
Missed the ball on the backswing.
Yeah, but you'd see it, and what it would look like is to say the sound you're going to hear. I mean, you've got Astro to everything else, but there. So see how my knee's not, I'm not going like this with my knee. So the knee goes in this way. Where's my top off going to go? It's going to do the whole side of your body kind of moving. That's what a little bump we said here. So a normal setup, club back with my right foot and pushing, yeah? So the club never comes off the ground. If I do this, whoop, push out, that's leaning back. Yeah, so just scraping the club on the ground, get that feeling of dragging the club. I got the dragging drill. Yeah. Now, quick disclaimer, you then don't hit a golf ball that way, okay? I had one go once, he did a full swing, got the club back, then just and stopped, and then scraped. I'm like, no.
It's not the impact, it's teaching you the movement.
It's exactly. But what that drill's really, really good for is because your focus with that drill is keeping that club pushing in the ground and doing this. So how do you get that club to go in the ground? And your body just kind of feels that movement, how to do it. You're not thinking about what you're saying. Feet a bit narrow, okay? And allow that right knee to move in, not kind of straighten back. So you actually move, there you go, good. So you're moving yourself to the left. It's the whole left side, yeah? So you lead the left side of your body, the left shoulder, left hip and knee are moving basically up to a wall, yeah? So if I had a wall on the edge of this carpet here, I'm here going to go that way, yeah? So I'm moving myself flat. So when you get to impact, this and your left knee are all going to be kind of moving that way. And if you go too far, you'll go to the other side and you end up losing balance, yeah? So what you're looking for is kind of a mirror image perspective. So if I'm here, it's going to be there, yeah? So I'm straight like that, my legs sort of extend. I'm not going out, bending the knee. So that left leg is going to sort of extend up a little bit. That's it. So what you're looking for, again, it sounds daft, you could do it up against a wall if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Put a cushion down there.
Just a line, isn't
and just get a feeling of your body moving into that wall. And
literally,
it sounds daft, but that's kind of the image of the goals we want to try and do. We want to get into that impact position, so everything's sort of matched up on the ground.
Just getting your hips and your knee.
Exactly. But it learns that low point left of the ball. Now, again, if the ball gets too far back in your stance as you had it, you're not going to want to move that way. You're going to move back here where the ball would be. So you're always going to lean back and scoop on it. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So simple ones you can do at home.
Yeah, dragging and really get a real good push in the ground. So if you your right wrist, there you go. Here, that kind of really scuts. So to get that sound more and more, you'll feel this wrist kind of pushing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get that exactly. Yeah, we get that sort of compression and shaftling and bend into the club into the ground. So there you go. That's it. And again, if you do it against the wall of a chair leg, if the knee goes too far, it'll stop you doing it, yeah?
Yeah,
if you've got a tendency to do it with the knees...
going over.
No. If I'm doing up against this wall here, Andrew, I'm going to be there going that way, yeah? That way.
It's an easy one, because you just...
You put something to stop it, yeah?
Your knee shouldn't be going up, because your balance has gone there.
Well, your knee, and just in terms of your knees, going to put it straight on your knee and your ankle, yeah? So. Okay, mate?
Yep.